MichianaOutdoorsNews.com. Viewer question from Jim Schrag. Jim asked, this is a broad question, how do I pick when I get to a lake what presentation I'm going to go with? We all want to get to our lakes, our favorite lakes, whether it's Klinger or Wawasee or all the way up to Elk and Torch and stuff like that. Burt and Mullet, we're on Burt right now, is we all go to a lake, Jim, and we have a preconceived notion how we're going to catch them, right? Like I came out here today with the CEO and said, here's a shocker, I'm going to catch them on a tube. And I caught 2 instantly. Well, we have burned to the ground in the last 2 hours since I caught those first 2, is really don't ever be, this is the best way to put it in a broad stroke. I fish a jig, man. I fish a jig, and I always feel on our lakes around Michiana, they're always, from ice out to ice on, they're always biting a jig somewhere. Granted, I might have a wacky worm tied on, I might have a drop shot tied on, I might have a Damiki or a topwater, whatever it is. But one thing I always have in my boat, and this is very long, I always have 3 different types of jigs. I have a shallow water jig for docking, I have a like a casting jig for mid-depth ranges, 10 to 15 feet of water, and then I have an offshore jig, a 3/4 ounce jig. And I know that didn't quite answer your question, how do I pick, is I let the conditions always dictate. Look, if it's cloud cover, windy, I'm gonna go shallow. If it's sunny and very, very hot, I'm gonna go really shallow or really, really deep. But here's what I try to do on every one of our lakes. Adapt a jig in some way, shape, or form. Figure out what depth range they're in. If there's anything that you just got from this, throw a jig, right?